of my 5 challenges, my second big challenge has to be investment. If we're going to meet the demands for food, fibre and energy, and reduce at the same time our environmental footprint, which I think we have to acknowledge is important, we don't only need the smart solutions of science. We need to be able to invest in them and put them into practice on farms. I was very struck by a statement made at a recent seminar on food security held by the Royal Society of Chemistry. And this is key. It said the world is not short of agricultural land, it is short of agricultural investment, which, I'm again, leads me to be full of despair of the recent Treasury's intention to end agricultural building allowances, which will make badly needed investment in better environmental performance, higher welfare standards, more expensive. And when I look at wanting our agriculture to be competitive across the whole European context and even globally, finding my competitors in Europe have these allowances, have those incentives for smarter investment decisions, I think we will do great damage to the industry for the sake of just a few £1 million if we could carry on leaving those investments in place. My third challenge is the food chain. The global dynamics of which I've talked about are bound to lead to higher and more volatile food prices. I think we can either manage this badly or we can manage it well. The right way to ensure that long-term sustainable food supplies is to ensure that those increases get back to the producer, to allow him to make a profit and critically make those investments which we know need to be made on farms. We've heard too many rumours of supermarkets reacting to higher prices by putting freezes in place and refusing to allow increases in commodities to get back to their suppliers. I really do hope these are only rumours, because that would be the worst possible of all strategies. One, in the end, that is bound to lead to shortages of supply and really painful price hikes and volatility in the longer term. My fourth challenge for the industry is that of regulation. We all know that we'll never escape regulation, but by God, we know we need better and more consistent regulation. A particular concern for me is how the authorities tend to look at issues in silos. By trying to address one, they make another one worse. The NVZ proposals, to me, provide a classic example that stems back to its origins in 1991 by requiring, on the flimsiest of scientific justification, I'll support that with a DEFRA figure of £400 million of storage and closed periods to take maybe 0.5 or 1% of nitrates out of water. By doing that, by making farmers put 6 months slurry storage, banning winter spreading of even on the most free draining soils, making winter cover crops compulsory. What we're going to do by chasing that one aim, we will increase emissions from nitrous oxide, methane and ammonia. We know, damaging greenhouse gases. We're going to risk damaging bathing water quality. We're going to deny those winter stubble habitats for ground nesting birds, which we know have been so valuable in the past. My fifth and final point, challenge, is about policy, strategy and vision. This year we will have further adjustments made to the CAP through the health check. And without going to a whole presentation itself on health check, we want to make it really clear-cut our position. We want a CAP that is simpler, more common, more evenly applied across the whole European Union. There is an important breakout session this afternoon with a representative from the European Commission, and I hope members will take those messages of commonality and simplicity to him there. But one issue I simply cannot ignore while I'm standing here today is that of set-aside. We expect the Commission to propose its abolition. It has no place in a decoupled system and is complicated to administer and to comply with. Of course, there are some environmental advantages to some set-aside, but the evidence is that putting the set-aside rate at 0 this year, at a time of unprecedented high prices, only 50% of uncropped land has come out. And only a minute proportion of that had, as we know, real environmental merit. Ladies and gentlemen, my final point, and I appreciate I've gone on too long already. I am really confident about the future of British agriculture, confident in the value and the potential of British agriculture and the horticultural sector, confident in the quality of our organisation, the NFU, but confident, above all, in the ability of the farming families who I come across the length and breadth of the country to rise to the challenges that we face in the next 100 years. Thank you very much.